Hi everybody. Hi. Welcome back to my world. It is January the 7th. I might have to hold you. It is January the 7th. And it is my first vlog of the year. And it's January the 7th. How y'all doing? This one is near and dear to my heart, happening right now as we speak. So I decided, let me take this mask off. So I decided to, let's talk about it. COVID-19. Your girl has COVID-19. How the heck did I get COVID-19? Let's talk about it. Let's freaking talk about it. I am COVID positive right now. That is for sure. That is positive. These are my test results. I'll put it right there. I am COVID positive. How did I get it? That's really still a mystery, guys. It's really still a mystery of how I got it, where I got it from. Because everybody who I was around, they said they tested negative. So I am the only one apparently who's walking around with COVID. So where I got it from, still a mystery. Anyway. But this is the first vlog of the year because I'm going to do two videos today. And I'm going to have them up on the channel. This is the first one. The next one is going to be about something else. So get ready for the second one to drop as well. Okay? But since this is all about COVID-19, let's talk about it. Where was I? All that. Okay? So if you're interested in finding out how the hell I got COVID-19, ain't I vaccinated? What was the symptoms? Stay tuned. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to my video. And we're gonna get right into the tea. Let's do it. Welcome to 2022. So, first off, am I vaccinated? Yes. I got vaccinated last year. I believe it was last year. Around this time last year, I got vaccinated. And, so I have been cruising on the easy street since I got vaccinated. I might got sick once the entire time. I thought I had got COVID, but it wasn't COVID. It was, they said it was a flu. The hospital said it was a flu, but I thought it was COVID because I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. This time I knew I had COVID. Like, I knew I had COVID. Because I literally felt when I got my Moderna shot. And if what they injected in my body was what I was supposed to feel like. Because when I got the second dose of the Moderna, I felt exactly like how I felt. Like, what the fuck? So, this is the timeline. So, New Year's came. Had a great New Year's, had a fun New Year's. I went and saw my little male friend, and I spent the night with him on New Year's. Prior to New Year's, I didn't hang around anybody. The only people that I was hanging around was old people, you know, because I was just working. My kids been gone for the past 2.5 weeks, so I didn't see them. I wasn't around no children. They didn't bring me anything because they've been gone forever, you know. And me and an old friend, we went on a staycation. We went on, where else did we go? We went to a football game. We was living our best life for the past 2.5 weeks, okay? And so New Year's come, I go to the party, and I go home. Everything was straight. Everything was fine. I go to work, and then something began to happen on, I think it was day 2. Something was to begin to happen. I'm at my computer desk like a normal day, and I woke up that morning, and I think I was video chatting because he usually come over on his lunch breaks, right? He usually come over on his lunch breaks, and then. And this particular day, he did come over this day, and I told him, I said, my chest felt like, because the whole entire week while he was here, or what, 2 weeks was here, I thought he was like, I knew he smoked a lot, but I wasn't with him every day. But this time I actually got to see how much he really smoked. Like, he smoked a lot. Like, he's a chain smoker, number one. So he would go from cigarette to blunt to cigarette, cigarette to blunt, blunt to cigarette, glass of whatever it is he's drinking, vodka, tequila, whatever it is he's drinking that day. Like, he go from cigarette to blunt to drink, blunt, cigarette. Like it doesn't stop. It's like a constant thing. And then over the past 2 weeks, I was like, I had told him, I was like, I didn't realize how much you really smoke. Like, you smoke a lot. Like, I don't really mind weed smoke because my husband smoked weed, and and at the time I smoked cigarettes, so we didn't smoke in the house. That was one of my pet peeves. Like, we don't smoke in the house, we smoke outside. But since the kids is gone, I allowed him to smoke in the house. I'm like, ain't no kids, so enjoy yourself, relax, hang out or whatever. But I didn't realize how much he smoked. And so this particular morning, I was like, it felt like I was having like, I don't know, I was just jam-packed with a lot of smoke in my chest or whatever. So I was like, my chest really hurts. I said, it's like I done smoked inhaled a lot of your damn cigarettes. And he was like, for real? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, but I'll be okay. So it turned out it moved from that to, I had a really sore throat, like in the back of my throat. Really, really, really sore throat. And it was really painful to talk. It was really, really painful to drink. It was really painful to do anything. Like, it was really painful. It was a really, really sore throat. And so as I go on through my day, he actually comes over. We actually have sex. Like, we had sex, a brief little mess session in the kitchen, and we have sex or whatever, and then we end up kissing. Still not thinking I'm having COVID at the moment. He goes in the room to go and lay down and goes to sleep until it's time for him to go back to work. I go back to work at the computer. So all of a sudden, my chest felt like somebody began to sit on it. So I put in a check. If anybody who watched this video work from home, y'all probably use the Microsoft Team chat too. So we use that a lot. So I was communicating with my supervisor and my team, like, I don't know what the heck's wrong with me. I feel like I'm having a heart attack, because my whole this arm went completely numb, and I couldn't breathe, and my chest was hurting and all that other stuff. So I started panicking, and I started looking up chest heart attacks for women and the symptoms, and I started panicking, and I was trying to ignore it for a minute, but I was like, oh my God, what is wrong? So eventually that feeling, that sensation kind of subsided and went away, right? So once that went away, I wasn't tripping anymore for a moment. And then all of a sudden I got like really hot. I started dripping in sweat. And then I thought I was covered in chills. And anybody knows me, I do not like heat, right? Like, I just don't like extreme heat. So I will turn on my heat to warm up the house for at least the children's sake. But I personally do not like the heat. And that is something, sidebar, me and him was dealing with the whole time he was over here. Because he likes the heat. In his house, in his domain, he would have the oven on, and it's like 90 degrees in there. And I'm like, can we crack the door? Like, this is just too damn hot for me. And in my house, I don't like the heat like that. I need it like between 70, 80 degrees. And then I'm straight. I don't need it. I can't sleep when I'm that hot. And then he can't sleep if he's that cold. So it was just really interesting going back and forth over the past 2 weeks trying to figure out, what's comfortable for me, what's comfortable for him, So with that being said, I had to turn on the heat because I was really cold. It got up to 90 degrees. I was still cold. I'm trying not to, overheat the children because I'm freezing. So I have on jogging pants. I have on sweatshirts. I'm under the blanket. It's all kind of stuff going on with me. And I'm like, oh my Lord Jesus. And then I felt like I was trying to walk and I couldn't, and my body got hit by a bus, and I was sore. I had muscle aches. I was like, oh my Lord. So nothing was wrong with me. Like, no. Eventually, I did get a headache. Then I got a headache. So I had a headache, body ache, muscle pains, sweats, chills. I had a little bit of nausea. I threw up the next day. I couldn't even brush my teeth because my throat was really sensitive. I literally was brushing my teeth. My toothbrush just like tapped the back of my throat, threw up everywhere. I was like, oh my Lord. Like, I was a whole mess. So the same day I was going through this, I had to go and get Keyshawn from the airport because he was coming back from St. Louis. So I couldn't go get him. Sorry. It's so like up my nose. I couldn't go get him. So my husband had to come from where he was at. He called out work to go and get Keyshawn for me, bring him back. I started quarantine that day because I'm like, I know I have COVID. Like, I know nothing else. This ain't the flu. Like, I feel terrible. I'm like, and usually with the flu, if this was the flu, I would be congested because I'm usually congested with the flu because I get the flu a lot. I'm like, I know this ain't the flu. I'm like, I still can breathe and everything. This is everything else. Child. He went to go get Keyshawn, and that was that. Next day, I just, all I could do was rest. All I could do was literally rest. And then the next day, I pulled myself. I did went to work, and then my supervisor made me clock back out. He was like, don't force yourself. You can't even sit up or whatever. Just go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital. They tested me for COVID, and yes, I'm COVID positive. So at that specific time, they gave me a chest X-ray, and they gave me some steroids to open my lungs because I couldn't breathe. Like, that was the worst. That was the worst side effect, that you can't breathe. It is like your lungs, it has given up on you. So that's why I say, if you have pre-existing conditions and you catch COVID, it is the worst. It's probably the worst thing that ever could happen to you, because I don't have pre-existing conditions or any lung issues or asthma or anything like that. And COVID gets attached to you, it's already bad enough. Then you add COVID on top of that, you really ain't gonna be able to breathe. And that was the worst thing ever. I couldn't walk down my steps without, but I feel like I'm about to pass up. I couldn't walk up my steps without feeling. I walked through Family Dollar and I felt like I was gonna pass out. Like, I couldn't do much of anything for about a week because I didn't have enough oxygen to do so. I'm like, holy hell. Like, it literally took every inch of my air that I had, and it was gone. It was a goner. I was like, a goner. So if you don't have I'm not saying you should go get the vaccine. That is a personal choice, but it was a personal choice for myself to get the vaccine. I'm like, so if I did get COVID, then my body would be able to fight it. It was a tough fight, but I'm still recovering from COVID. It is weird because I'm a workaholic. Usually I'll be at work right now and, doing something other than, shooting a video. But I don't got nothing to do because I can't go to work until pretty much next week. So I have to take it easy this week and get my energy back up, get as much rest as I possibly can, get this damn COVID out of my system. But yes, it is tough on the lungs. It is really tough on the lungs. So I still know that I'm dealing with it because I'm still congested. If I do too much, then I know I get out of breath. So I know COVID is still lingering in me. So when I do wear a mask 24 hours of the day, once my kids get here, while they're not here, I don't wear a mask. But once, like 2:30 kids, I know my son's coming home, I began to put on a mask and I start isolating myself back into my room. I spray my house down with Lysol spray because I know whatever I touch, they're going to come behind me once they come home from school and begin to touch. So I'm going to begin to isolate myself again as soon as they come home. But yes, that is me, where I am today. Where I was told all of the people that was at the party, well, most of the people that was at the party got tested for COVID and they were negative. So I did put like a post for all the people who I was in contact with that day. Like, if anybody come down with symptoms, please go get tested because I am COVID positive. If you become COVID, if you don't have COVID, I'm letting you know now. I'm like, go get tested to see if you got it, because you may have been exposed to COVID. If somebody exposed me to COVID, or I was a carrier and I exposed you guys to COVID, but you guys need to know that I do have COVID. Alright, so my disclaimer at this point, people, is to wear your mask, because I had a mask and I have a mask 24 hours of the day. But when I'm around, what I'm thinking, my logic, I'm around people that I know. Why would I wear a mask around my friends? Yeah, whatever. I'm like, you're not around these people all the time. You're not around these people all the time, okay? And you don't know who they're around. So they could be exposed to COVID, and once you come around, bam, you got COVID, just like what happened to me. So people, disclaimer, I don't care who it is, unless it's your immediate family who you live with, wear your mask, because this step definitely taught me a lesson. Lesson number 2. I am limiting contact with like social groups, because that was my thing at the end of the year, going to all these parties and all these gatherings. Limiting my social gathering this year. I don't think I'm gonna be attending all of the get-togethers with my friends this year. It's not gonna happen. If it's more than 2 people, I probably won't be in attendance this year of 2022, if COVID taught me nothing else. Number 3. If you're not vaccinated, just go do the shot. It's not going to kill you. It's probably going to save your life. And that number 4, if you do happen to get COVID, quarantine. And it's hard for me to quarantine. It is hard for me to isolate myself consistently, because number 1, I'm not a homebody. And I hate being at home. And I'm missing out on a lot. I'm missing out this week. Today was supposed to be me and Aaliyah going to a TV ride. I'm going to miss that. That shit going to be fun as fuck. I'm going to miss that. Next week is my birthday. I'm still going to be technically in quarantine on my fucking birthday. So anyway, I'm going to end it here. That is my story. I'm getting better. This is day 7 of... technically day 6. It is January 7th, but it's technically day 6 of me having COVID virus. So I hope I never get it again. It's possible that I just might in the future, but hopefully I may not. I never get it again. Now I'm finna end this video here. Stay strong, people out there. Stay safe. I love you all. Thank you for watching. See you in the next vlog. Bye.